Misfit Nation.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everyone, this is Harrison Young, host of Topic Time, and I was just intermingling with my friend Crishaun the Don of Misfit Nation, and we have met the minds, and the minds are there.
Perfect. I want to start my campaign where we convince women to go back to just worrying about their eggs. That's all we want.
First of all, you lost me when you said convince women.
No, we have to band together, man, to protect our women and make them go back to worrying about their eggs.
Women is more than just making babies piss.
No.
No.
F it. Worry about your eggs. Your biological clocks are ticking before you're f***ing useless to everybody.
Oh man.
God gave us a cheat code. Use it.
Of creating life.
Yes. He slowed them down for a reason.
Yeah.
They bleed every month. We can't have that out on the battlefield. That's all I'm saying. I don't think there's anything wrong with telling women to just worry about your eggs. Beautiful.
I don't want to see that.
I'll deal with that from now on.
Okay, got you.
The ambition. Shut up.
Bro, you know. Right, so.
Crishaun the Don. The Don. Crishaun the Don. Crishaun the Don. The Don. D-O-N, right? Crishaun the Don.
Yeah. Fuck it, then I wreck this thing, yo. Fuck it, then I wreck this thing, yo. Fuck it, then I wreck this thing, yo. Fuck it, then I wreck this thing, okay. So tell me what I check, go.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm loading. Why? Welcome to the live stream. What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well out there. I came on just to tell you guys that we're not doing a show. So I'm doing a show to tell you we're not doing a show. So we're in the paradox. We've reached that point. Yeah, actually we were planning on not doing a show this week. I just didn't announce it. But Skrill is out of town. Wonder's dealing with some personal things, some personal effects. And yeah, so I'm just here. I realize I haven't done a live in a little minute. A couple days. I think last live was the last show on Friday or something like that. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and reach out to the people here, say what's up, and let you know what's going on. Obviously I'm going to be jumping off the main channel in a minute so that I could get into a couple things before I get out of here. So if you're on the main channel, I see there's 2 people right now on the main channel. Go into the description. You'll see the backup channel. Click right over there. Just migrate right over. But on your way out, hit that like, share, and subscribe. I guess hit the like and the subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because you're just gonna share the intro. What's the point of that, right? So go over, hit the like before you leave, and then go over to the backup channel And yeah, go over to the backup channel and we'll do the rest of the show. Sorry. Just looking at the numbers here. All right. Well, I'm going to be talking about a few things. I guess let me just do some promo and then I'll move over. Oh yeah, here's the backup channel. Boom. At the Misfit Nation podcast. I see a few of you are already over there. We do appreciate that. And what else do we have? Podbean, misfitnation.podbean.com. Go over there and get the audio version of the show. Remember, Podbean, the unsung hero in the culture war. I haven't got so much as a copyright strike from Podbean. There's nobody watching your shit over there. And I appreciate it. I love it. It's like it's constantly a substitute teacher every day. That's the way I feel on Podbean. So shout out to them. Also get in our Discord. The link is in the description. Go ahead and click that invite link and get into the community, as it were. All right. Well, I'm going to jump off of the main channel. So again, if you're on the main channel, jump over to the backup channel right now. All right. Clicked off. Now we're, I don't want to say safe because it's still fucking YouTube. But you know what it is. All right. Well, I guess I could start this. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. We got S. Ramos, the reinvented S. Ramos, Misfit Ramdale, of course. He dropped the Discord link there in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. So anybody wants to just jump over to Discord and check that out, go ahead. Lisa Marie, as always, I appreciate you for being here. U.S. beats Mexico in soccer 3-0. That's a shocker. And I don't even watch the fucking sport. But I know the Mexicans are pretty good at it. Is it Mexicans or Dominicans that are really good at soccer? Let's see. We are at 94 on Rumble. Yes, we are, sir. We are going to be hitting the Rumble algorithms very soon. Absolutely. And I think, dare I say, some of those people that are on our Rumble are new subscribers that are just over on Rumble. So shout out to them making the actual switch. I'll be with you soon. Don't worry. I'll be forced. All right. Wrexham beats U.S. women badly. What is Wrexham? I heard about some kind of what was it? Was it like a charity event or something that happened where the U.S. women got just fucking demolished? Where it was like it started to become sad. It's a soccer team. Yeah, I assume it's a soccer team. All right. Well, I'm not a big soccer fan, so I can't really, comment. It's something about the sport just really bugs me. I don't know what it is. It's like I just don't get it. I don't get it. I always felt like they just need to change a few things and they could make it very interesting. For one, the field is just too big. I don't know what it is. It's too much. It's too much. But I'm starting to get into hockey a little bit because I'm trying to figure out how to watch it because I did used to like going to hockey games. One of the funnest things ever, even if you don't know what the fuck is going on. It's just an interesting sport to watch. Nasty Leroy, a.k.a. That Man, is in the building. Still shocks me every time he's in. I get starstruck every time. But if you didn't hear the intro, guys, I see a few more people rolling in. It's just going to be me here tonight. Wonder and Skrill are out. They're out on location. Skrill is actually in Texas. So I don't know what he's doing in Texas, in Tejas, but you know, hey, maybe I'll open the phone lines. I actually kind of wanted to do that later. Open the phone lines since I'm by myself. See if anybody wants to call in. I don't know. Sometimes I think people are like maybe a little. I don't want to use the word intimidated because we're not intimidating. I don't think. But some people like don't want to call. Maybe it's because there's too many people. They feel like they'll get ganged up on. So it's just me. So I'll open the phone lines later. Possibly. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, Skrill's in the building. What's up, my brother? What's up, man? Call in later if you want. If you're not too busy over there in the Lone Star State, huh? Hockey is fun. Get to know the rules. Hockey is fun. Get. Oh, okay. See, get to know the rules. Thank you, Nasty Leroy. Yeah, I got to learn the rules for it. But just surface level, it's fun to watch in general. I said last week that I've been watching these like clips online where the people like piece together everything that's going on. So they'll piece together sort of the camera in the box with the with what's going on TV. And then there's like another shot of it. I don't remember exactly where the shot was, but it made me appreciate the sport more because you saw where like one of the guy's stick broke. He has to go and grab a stick as soon as the guy's the penalty, not the penalty, the equipment manager sees that the stick is broke. He jumps into action, gets the stick, puts it out. The guy's going to get a stick. Another dude gets in front of him and he checks the motherfucker. Boom. No stick. Grabs the stick, makes the assist. They get the goal. I was like, holy fuck, just all that together made me appreciate it more. So I don't know if the NHL needs to figure out a better way to shoot it. I'm surprised I'm sure they've experimented before, but maybe it's just as simple as that. Just show us multiple camera angles at once, all on the screen at the same time. I don't know if they've ever tried that, but that might be the way to go with hockey. All right, I'm fucking rambling about hockey here. I did want to get into sort of a, I guess, a bit of an introspective thing, but I'm going to entangle it into what's going on in the world. Partially why I haven't been doing lives as much and consistently. Basically, I guess I could start with purpose. I've always talked before throughout this show, the entirety of this show, as long as the show has existed, that I believe a lot of people go down bad routes and they go down a life of crime, let's say, a life of debauchery, a life of just a meaningless existence. You see those people that just kind of are, they're just being. And I realize it's because a lot of people just don't find their purpose in life. Now, I've found my purpose, so to speak. But the way I look at life is that I feel like everything you do kind of has to have a purpose to it. I don't think anybody does anything without a purpose. Whether it be like subconsciously or whatever, I think you have a reason to why you do something. When people say, oh, I don't know why I did that. I did it for no reason. I never believe that. That actually fucking irritates me when people say that. So reason why I'm bringing all that up is because the last few lives that I did by myself and that we did together as a whole, I honestly wasn't feeling, I don't want to say I didn't enjoy it because I always enjoy sitting around talking with my friends. But I was feeling like it was meaningless. Like I was almost like sitting there to myself for a minute because I was going to go live last night, but instead I just kind of had a moment of like, let me just kind of meditate on things. And I was like, I'm starting to feel like we're just commenting on the end of the world. Like, that's all we're doing here. And my thing is, no matter what I try to do, I'm trying to make some kind of difference in the world. That's why I took a job in security, you know, because I was like always on here complaining about people stealing and, you know, these fucking thieves and blah, blah, blah. And when the opportunity came for me to actually get involved and do something with my life that I felt like I could make a difference, I tried to. And that's partially what I felt with this show is, what's the purpose? What are we doing this for? Because I think I got caught into this place of where I just remember a lot of people asking, not too long ago, asking if I felt like what we're doing was changing people's minds and, you know, changing the hearts and the minds of the people out there. And that question kept kind of ringing in my head last night while I was meditating. And I just had this sort of epiphany, I guess, where I realized that that's not the purpose of this show. And I realized that that's why I haven't felt right about it in the past, like, you know, I'd say month or so. And it's because I was trying to fulfill somebody else's purpose. That's Steven Crowder, that's maybe Daily Wire, maybe, you know, all these other people that you can name that want to do that. Me, I don't give a fuck about changing minds at this point. At this point, I don't know what can change people's minds. And I'm going to get into some things in a little bit, but I just don't understand like how people can see what's going on that are actually informed and seeing what's actually happening. The children, the sexual indoctrination, the fucking the war in Ukraine and Russia, and how Joe Biden's attached to it, and the corruption, and how they're going after Trump. All of it. It's just like, how do you not pick a side at this point? I don't get it. I don't get it. So my thing is, it's not given to me, like the thing of how to change people's minds. I don't know. I don't know, and nor do I have a desire to fucking figure it out. I'll be completely honest with you. So when I was having that moment of like, that's not the purpose, I started going like, okay, well, how do I do a show without a purpose? How can I do a live stream? Even just like, I can't just sit here. I can't just play video games. I don't do that shit. It's not what I do. And I realized what my purpose with this show is and what it's always been, and I just didn't realize. And it's basically to toughen up these fucking people who have made the choice, who have picked the side. Because I see a lot of right-wingers and conservatives who have picked the side, but still don't make the hardline stances, and I don't think they feel comfortable doing it. And I've always been the person that I don't care if I'm the, let me not say that. I was going to say I don't care if I'm the bad guy, because I do care if people don't like me. I've just always been willing to take that on. I've always been willing to go, all right, well, if I have to be the bearer of bad news and people hate me for it, so be it. And I've always been able to let that sort of roll off my back. So that's kind of what I felt like my reevaluated purpose is on this, is not to change minds. It's to take the people who have changed their minds and toughen it up, strengthen it. Because a lot of people make the switch and still don't take the hardline stances. And that's just where I feel like I need to go as far as that. Not only that, I do feel like at some point in the very near future, we should probably just take, maybe even this week, maybe take after this stream, take a week or two, maybe 3 off just to kind of reevaluate things. I haven't discussed this with Skrill and Wonder. So honestly, if Skrill and Wonder still want to make content, I'm not holding them back. I think I may just take a step back for a couple weeks and just kind of reevaluate everything. Take the purpose that I've figured out and sort of even expound on that, figure out where that goes, that direction. So, yeah, again, I don't know, if that necessarily changes the show, because here's another thing is I've been getting in this mode where, because we do a comedy based show, it was designed to make people laugh. That's what I wanted to do with the show. But then there's times where I've been sort of like covering things and it's like I can't find the funny angle on this. You know what I mean? A lot of these stories about like for instance the schools where these teachers are literally indoctrinating these kids. The one that I played last week where the woman is going off on a Muslim student for not accepting Pride. And she's basically, chastising this kid. And it's like, I just can't find what's funny on a lot of this shit anymore. And I don't know. And I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, hey guys, this isn't a laughing matter. But I'm also a person who likes to join in on the funny shit. So it's like this. I don't know. I don't know if the show, if we're I don't know. I don't know if I'm just becoming dry. Am I just growing up? Am I not finding the humor in it because I'm letting it get to me? I don't know. That part I'm not sure yet. But just I don't know. I don't know how to look at this shit anymore from a comedic standpoint. I don't know. That's just where I was just feeling what I was feeling. Just threw that one out there. But yeah, as far as the purpose of the show, I feel like maybe once I work that out, once I get that a little more figured out, we'll be all right. But let me get into some topics because a lot of this will actually tie into what I was just talking about. And let me actually start with this. Let me start with this because I thought this was actually pretty ironic. By the way, shout out to everybody who's stuck around to listen to me, I guess, vent on that shit. I hope you understood where I was coming from. And I just want to put on the best show. The best show possible. All right. So, the Daily Wire. Yeah, let me reinvigorate here. Actually, let me before I move on here. I saw a few people jumping in on the chat. Ralph Jr., shout out to you. Oh, it's just Ralph Jr. Thought it was a couple more. Just checking in to say what's up while I was working on the clock. I see a lot of people listen while they're on the clock. I may have to start doing the live stream also on Podbean, because if you're not even looking at your screen, you can just listen to the audio, because a lot of people listen while they're at work. I'm glad I could be here to help you kill the time. That's what I used podcasts for originally. How's it been going with you, Crishaun the Don? What's been new? Well, I pretty much just explained it. So take a rewind. And you'll hear me bitch for a minute. But yeah, there's no for what I was just saying. Let me wrap that part up because I haven't spoken with Skrill or Wonder about this. about what I'm saying or had this conversation with them. So I wanted to have that conversation with them first, but they've been tied up with all their stuff, and understandably, Skrill's not even in town. So we'll have a conversation off air and then probably on air. Maybe we'll just have it on air. Fuck it. Why not? And then, we'll figure out what the future holds. Maybe I'll take a break and they want to continue doing content without me. I'm fine with that. So, we'll figure all that out. The financial side of it too, the whole thing of getting demonetized, all that stuff. I mean, a lot of it just, and that's where this will tie into, because I can't sit here and lie and say that I wasn't discouraged by it, that it didn't annoy me, because a big part of it was, the financial side of it, figuring out how this could make a living doing this, and then evolving it with the finances. So, I like your content, Lisa Marie, because it's honest in a fake world. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's another by design. That's why I'm not a very well-spoken person. I fucking stutter sometimes. I forget words. I try to be better, but I think that's the honesty in it. Is I'm gonna let you watch me try to be a professional and fucking fail sometimes doing it. And then, I've the reason why I can be this honest and make my content this honest is because I've already given up my dream for honesty. So this isn't my dream. This wasn't the thing I saw myself doing. I thought I was going to be a musician. And then that fucking blew up. Because of the era we lived in. Not completely because of that, but so this isn't this is something I'm doing because I want to do it. Because I want to, it's becoming, I guess, my dream, so to speak. But yeah, I have no problem fucking throwing everything to the fucking wind for honesty. It's that important. And even as honest as just like being not professional all the time. So, ever heard of Bryson Gray? Maybe. My name sounds familiar. All right. Well, the Daily Wire, MAGA rap. I'm up in the air with MAGA rap. I'll get into that later. Let's talk about the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire got hit. Michael Knowles and Candace Owens got hit with a suspension from YouTube, a week suspension, I believe, for 200 retroactive violations. Meaning they weren't violations until they changed their mind. Now, what's funny, all right, the Daily Wire host was suspended for reportedly violating the platform's hate speech policy. So, Michael Knowles on Twitter went off on a 7-page kind of point by point on all the things that he got suspended on. And I mean, listen, he doesn't have to sell me on the fact that these suspensions were absolutely ridiculous, or they're not. They're based on rules that aren't being enforced, unbiased, or it's just a fucking hit job. It's just something to take down a conservative voice. And I automatically, when I saw this story, I thought of Steven Crowder, and I think it's funny because everybody, when Steven Crowder was going through his thing with the Daily Wire, he insisted over and over that it wasn't about the money. And the Daily Wire over and over insisted that it was about the money. They kept making it about the money. And over and over, I was standing to the point that I saw with my own two eyes that Crowder over and over made the point that it was about the principle that we're fighting a battle against an algorithm that's designed to work against us, rules that are designed to work against us on a platform that's, I guess at this point, designed to work against us. So the only thing I see from this story is, okay, well, that must mean that there's going to be a lot of pay cuts at the Daily Wire this week. Because they made it all about the money. But now you're going to see Michael Knowles is trying to make the point that it's, well, this is about the principle. And don't get me wrong, I'm not in favor of Michael Knowles getting suspended. I don't think I have to say that, right? But they need to understand that this is what the argument was about the entire time. It was about the principle. And it was the fact that that when it comes down to it, the Daily Wire showed that they were willing to bend the knee. So at what point, like, how can I feel bad for this on the same level as anybody else? It's kind of like you're playing the game with them. You already knew what this was. You gave into it. You shouldn't be the ones that do. Let's see. YouTube has now specified why I was banned from the platform. Let's take a look at the blah, blah, blah. I described the notion that men can be women as delusional. I described the notion that men can be women as delusional. According to YouTube, this opinion, which has been held by virtually every person who has ever lived, implies that some groups are mentally inferior and thus constitutes hate speech. Which is absolutely ridiculous. It's not hate speech, it's fucking facts. Let's see. Let's just read a couple more, I guess. I discussed how one might hypothetically respond to a loved one who has fallen under the sway of transgender ideology. YouTube claims that the suggestion that this hypothetical loved one might have some psychological problems constitutes hate speech. Again, how can they see that they constitute that as hate speech and then punish their content creators for that? Where's the backup? Where's the backup from the Daily Wire? I don't know. Maybe to them they see it as, oh, well, we make the good conservative content. We don't curse. We use big words. We go by their vocabulary. Why are you blocking us? But they back the policy. And again, this is why I take the stances that I take, even if it's going against the grain, because the bigger picture is more important. So, yeah, I mean, Candace Owens also got suspended, which, you know, fucking dummy. You guys shouldn't have backed the policy. You shouldn't. She was the biggest one going at Steven Crowder over the Daily Wire thing. So just how about they just come out and admit that Steven Crowder was right, and that I'm assuming, I wonder if there's or is the Daily Wire on the level of, hey, like Candace Owens and Michael Knowles right now, we're just, all right, we're gonna take it for the team. Maybe that is. Maybe they accept that. We're going to take it for the team and then just promote off of it. I don't know. But the point is you decided that you're gonna play ball with YouTube. This is what you get. You didn't fight them. You didn't take a hardline stance against them. And you're powerful enough to probably do it. I referred to Dylan Mulvaney as a man. Oh, a man as he. This proper use of English language, which YouTube calls misgendering, apparently constitutes hate speech under the new rules. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they do. But let's look at this. Let's look at this because again, not taking the hardline stances. Fox News. Fox News is taking a lot of heat because they've been celebrating Pride Month after all the bullshit they talk. But also there was this whole thing that there was a chyron where it says wannabe dictator underneath Biden. So basically, this producer at and Tucker Carlson kind of exposed all of this. This producer at Fox put the chyron up called Biden a wannabe dictator. And Fox News tucked their tail in between their legs and fucking apologized and basically fired the guy, told him to get the fuck out, clear out your shit and get out of here. Over this bullshit. Over calling him a wannabe dictator, which, let's be real, he is. And I don't know if I don't even know if it's fair to call him a dictator because I don't think Joe Biden is actually running shit. So I think wannabe dictator is actually pretty accurate. And then look what he's doing. He's going after his political rivals. The guy who's going to beat him in the next election. He's trying to jail him. So Fox News now, where I don't know what the reasoning, like what the backlash was what that Fox should be better than that. And look, you're probably right. If they're saying that, hey, right-wing conservative media should be better than that. Better than name calling, better than all that type of shit. But where we are right now, that's where we are. That's just where we are. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go like, "Oh my god, that's a huge blow on Joe Biden. That's changing things." But little things like that. Look at all the chyrons that they ran on fucking CNN. Probably right now there's a stupid chyron running on CNN about Trump. That's a complete lie. How many times have they had to change chyrons because they were lies? I don't think ever. Probably never. Because CNN just goes, all right, well, we did a stupid chyron. Who gives a shit? And they move the fuck on. Or they think it's actual facts. Like there'll be one that'll say, Trump, trying to think of one. Trump goes to court and tries to Trump lies about this, or Trump lies about that. And he's literally on TV telling the truth about something. Like how many times have they called Trump a dictator or a racist or a white supremacist in a chyron and never had to backtrack or never had to fire somebody over it? It's always this overreaction on the right. There's no fucking you can write it off. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Just, hey, all right. It was a stupid, not even stupid. May have been worded in a way where we know, at least. that you're being fucking sarcastic with it. Give us some fact that, hey, you know, he is a wannabe dictator. So, yeah, again, not taking hardline stances. That's where we are at this point. And I'm going to show you some people who actually took some hardline stances. Well, here's one that actually shocked me. Because Fox News doesn't take the hardline stance. Daily Wire, they take hardline stances. Let me not completely piss on the Daily Wire. But when it really comes to it, as soon as they had the chance, as soon as they thought the window was open to turn on Trump, they did it. They all did it. They all did it simultaneously. And then they fucking looked around and was like, oh, we're the only ones? And then they pulled back a little bit. But trust me, as soon as they get a chance, they're gonna make Trump. They'll turn on Trump again. But oddly enough, the one company that I didn't think would have ever taken a hardline stance did. Starbucks. Starbucks basically said, "All right, Pride is over. We're not doing it anymore." And they took down all the decorations, all the stuff celebrating Pride Month from, I believe, all of their stores. But yeah, that actually shocked me. That was one of the last companies I would expect to actually do it. But here's my thing when it comes to, because a lot of people are going, oh, well, this is a sign that the pendulum is swinging the other way and that things are going to change. The culture is going to change. The thing that I don't understand is, how do we go from people trying to legalize pedophilia, literally trying to legalize pedophilia? That's all it was. That was the big move for this Pride. This year and last year, I believe. The big moves were to normalize pedophilia. Now, if the pendulum is swinging back the other way in the culture, how the fuck do we just move on from that? That's the thing that I've been having a problem with. I think also with when I was trying to figure out my purpose in this whole thing and trying to figure out the direction of this show is, how do we just move the fuck on from things? Sometimes I don't get it. Do people who are trying to legalize pedophilia and the people who are openly expressing their pedophilia, do they just now go back in the closet? Do the people that were trying to push it through in the schools, do they just, okay, we're just gonna go the other way now. We're not gonna promote it anymore. So people need to understand that, yeah, like maybe these companies are gonna start swinging the other way. No pun intended, right? Swinging the other way. But that doesn't mean they're gonna stop, first off. And the fact is that they're definitely not going to stop if we don't continue the fight. So what I mean by that is, this is where I'm saying we need to toughen the fuck up, because I could see it happening, is that they stop, they suppress the indoctrination of kids. They suppress all that stuff. And you'll see conservatives will just go, all right, now we could just be quiet. Now we can all just live in peace again. Now it could be 1993. And that's where I have a problem, is because then I look around and go, but wait a minute, we have pedophiles that we know are around us in the school systems. Why are we quiet? So that's what I want to instill in you guys, is if you start seeing this thing recede and you start seeing the leftists back up a little bit, understand, one, that doesn't mean they've stopped. That means they're just reconfiguring. They're just regrouping. They've seen that, okay, we went a little too hard. Let's pull back. When we see them pull back, That's when we need to go harder. We need to keep bringing it up. No, do you guys remember when you guys were trying to legalize pedophilia in 2022 and 23? You sick fucks. Call them out every single time. Don't ever let them put that back in the closet. They already opened Pandora's box, and that's their fucking fault. So even if they do try to bring back Pride Month next year, don't let it fly. Even if you see it that doesn't have any of the transgender stuff in it and all that stuff, they bring back the old school pride flag. Fuck that. We tried. We tried it already. Like, for instance, Christians. I think Christians are perfectly within their rights to say, listen, we tried to make it work. We tried to coexist with you, but now it's over. Now we realize that you're not responsible enough. You don't have enough morals to be a part of fucking society. So you're not moral enough to be integrated into our church. You get what I'm saying? Like Christians are, like, it's fair. You can say it now. You tried, but it's over. So, like, look at this, for instance. Because Muslims, let's see, Michigan City with all Muslim council bans pride flags on public property at bizarre, see how they word that, bizarre council meeting in which LGBTQ couple kiss. Okay, that's why it's bizarre. In front of shocked religious groups. And this is what's funny about the Muslims. As much as I disagree with them, they've actually taken that hardline stance against this. Because, and a lot of them have been making it about the kids. That's what I've been seeing, is they're having it because they don't want their kids to be indoctrinated with this. And this is part of the reason why they hated America so much. Part of the reason, trust me. I'm not saying that's all of it, but yeah, the thing is what's funny about this is actually very progressive for Muslims. They actually went through the city council on this one. If it was up to them, they would have thrown you off the fucking building. Off the city council building. With your hands tied behind your back. You queer. So, yeah, like, the thing is that they at least adhered to that part of their religion. And that's what Christians didn't do. Christians try to accept. Christians try to interpret the Bible in a different way. And I'm not saying that it was all Christians that did it, but there was a lot of Christians that knew it was blasphemy, knew it was sacrilege, but sat around and said, "Well, I don't want to be called a homophobe. I don't want to be considered a traditional Christian. Ew, that's lame. I'm a new age Christian." And it's just like what I said when people go, "Hey, I don't care what you do with your body when you're 18. It's just about the kids. We don't want to trans the kids." It's like, to me, I understand where you're coming from, but that's still hey, I'm a cool guy. I could accept things. If you're an adult, I could accept your transgenderism. Just not the kids. It's the same shit. It's a better stance, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, it's still you trying to be a progressive. I'm not trying to be one of those conservatives that are seen as closed-minded. I don't want to be one of those. I don't want to be the typical conservative. When you don't realize that they're gonna fucking call you that anyway. They see you as a closed-minded fuck because you're a conservative, asshole. So what are you trying to be open-minded for? For what? You know where it leads. So yeah, let's just end transgenderism, period. I don't care if you're a goddamn adult. Because then you sick fucks grow up. Or not even grow up. You transgender yourself and then you want to fucking turn it onto the children. Something wrong with you. So yeah. Be I'm not telling you to be be closed-minded. But this thing where you're willing to say that you don't, like, a big part of your ideology, you're willing to go, hey, I'm willing to accept it if you're an adult. You're just lying. You're trying to look like you. Because if you're a true conservative, that's not, you don't accept that a man could be a woman and a woman could be a man, then that has no age. So what the fuck are you talking about? We shouldn't push it on to anybody. That's the true hardline stance. It's a goddamn mental disorder. So you're pushing a mental disorder. You're just as what is the word? Compliant? Is that the word? Complicit. Jesus Christ. You're just as complicit at pushing that ideology. You're saying it doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal if you're an adult. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from on that. And Christians, go back to traditionalism. Whatever you got to do to make that the cool thing. Or maybe it doesn't even need to be cool. Fuck it. I think kids eventually learn. Teach your kids just so they have that mentality. They have that option in their brain. Because that's what it came down for me. I made a lot of stupid decisions in my life, but I always knew I had that option. I had an option of like something better, something greater than me. And eventually I started adhering to that option more than the world. So, all right. Well, yeah, I wonder if I have anything else. Do I? Let me see. Give me a second. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, huh? Do it. Oh, you know what? I will open the phone lines. Let me open the phone lines. Give me a second. Let's see. Can I even do it on here? Phone lines. Oh, maybe. Oh, do I? Let's see. Boom. Oh, I don't have my little tag. All right, I'll open the phone lines. Anybody wants to call? 929-464-7348. I'll stay on for a little bit, see if anybody calls in. Let me see. Well, let's see. Trump, the Trump thing. I feel like that's better as a conversation, huh? Opinion parade. Oh yeah, drop something in the chat too if you guys wanna talk. Want me to talk about something. Wait, what was that? Opinion parade. Any good trailers to react to? Oh wait, do I have a call? Hello, sir.
Well, Good evening, Crishaun the Don, and good evening, Misfit Nation. How's everybody doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir? What? Wait. Hold on. Never mind. House Ramos, call back in a minute.
Yeah, get out of here, jerks. It's my turn.
Yeah. Skrillard.
What's up, buddy?
How are
How
you,
you
man?
doing? I heard. I'm doing good, man. I heard you talking about. You sound real discouraged, dog. Why didn't you reach out to me earlier, bro?
Oh, because it was more of a personal thing, like like. Well, it's more of like as the I know I don't sit here and go, hey guys, I'm the leader here, but as the leader of this thing, like I felt like I had to find the direction myself, in like of what my personal direction is, in order to know, like, for you guys to be able to do your thing. You get what I'm saying? To sort of revolve around that, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes sense. But all the good leaders know how to use their team. I mean, we're a team. So I mean, if you feel like there's something you want to shift directions, just let us know. We're malleable, so we'll adapt.
Oh.
But definitely, I don't want you to feel like to be discouraged. I know YouTube took away our monetization, but YouTube's been fighting us tooth and nail since day one. So we'll figure out a way.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Like, I didn't not talk to you guys about it because, like, not for like any other purpose than I just didn't know what to talk about. So it was like more of like, let me think of what's going on in my own head. And then, I just haven't seen you guys. That's literally what it came down to. And then I was just like, I got to do a show. I got to talk about it somewhere. So, but yeah, that's really what it came down to. I mean, what's your, like, because I don't know if did we ever talk about the demonetizing with you?
Yeah, we spoke about it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we spoke about it. I mean, I have a couple of ideas. I don't want to say it on air. We can talk about it later, but
Absolutely.
I have a couple of ideas on how we can circumvent that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what about you personally? Like, have you felt that, like, for instance, like, let's take your gaming channel. I'm sure you felt like that before, like what direction to go in. Like, you don't want to, for instance, you don't want to create something and then lose control of it. You get what I mean?
Yeah, no. I totally understand where you're coming from. That, I mean, at least with me with Twitch, I mean, I already had to start over. I was doing great on the streaming platform before they shut it down. Like, I had way more followers. I had a lot more engagement. And it was directly through Microsoft, and they shut it down. I had to start over. So, it's one of those things where if you have a goal in mind, and you just kind of got to put your head down and keep going. I mean, things change, goals change. Not saying that your goal when you started the show, when it was Andre and them, that goal has, I wouldn't say your goal hasn't shifted. Of course it shifted. The show has changed dramatically since then. But so have the rules of the platform. And that's just something that as content creators, we have to deal with and adapt.
And so has the culture, like, dramatically. Yes. Like, from when we started the show, I think we're coming up on 6 years almost, because we started in end of 2016.
Yes.
Yeah, right as Trump won. And actually that would be 2017. But how dramatically the culture has changed since we even started the show. Like, we were like, yeah, it was like heating up, but it was nowhere near where we're at now. Like, everybody's just literally like lines drawn, and it's fucking, we're all just waiting. Civil War, bro.
It is what it is. But I really wanted to call to talk about that Conor McGregor situation that's developing before our eyes. You heard anything about that?
I saw a little bit. I just the weird thing about Twitter is it's hard to, like, keep up on how, like, it's hard to get the full story sometimes.
Okay. Well, so far from what I can glean from everything I've already read.
Sorry, hold on.
Apparently,
Somebody else is calling. Please call back as soon as Skrill's off.
yeah, guys, I won't take that long. Trust me. It's my birthday. I don't want to be here. Okay.
206. Yeah, he doesn't want to work.
Yeah, definitely not.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, bro. Happy birthday. I'm such a dick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it, but I'm not tripping on that. But anyway, so Conor McGregor apparently game 4, I believe, game 4 or game 3, whichever game. Hold on, whichever game was at the Miami arena. Hey, thank you, boss. Appreciate it. You too. Whatever game was at the Miami Heat arena, apparently he forced a young lady into the restroom and sexually assaulted her.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, pretty fucking serious. I mean, there's text messages from the young lady who was attacked, quote unquote, to a security guard about the situation. I mean, she outcried right away, and that's usually not a good sign for the person that's accused. Because, there's a difference between if she came out 30 years later and was like, oh yeah, Conor McGregor did this to me in the bathroom, and we're looking at her like, why didn't you say something at the time? No, she's saying something the day, like a couple days after, like maybe a week after, which is, it's telling. Now, do I think he did it? I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't know what he's about. I just know he's an MMA fighter, and I also know that he's a millionaire. So I don't think he has to do that to get girls, but you never know. Some of these dudes are sick.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd have to look more into the story. I only saw like a video of him bringing a girl into a bathroom.
Yeah, that was the interaction. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time, I hate talking about these stories without having the information, because a lot of the times he's a rich and famous guy, groupies, bro. And then a lot of this comes from bitch ass motherfuckers who are jealous, bro. Real talk. And then like how they try to take down Tate for that video where he's spanking the girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this is just bitch ass dudes who never really fucked a woman before. And they see it and they go, that's abusive. You're not supposed to spank a woman.
That's very true. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's guilty, because I don't know. I wasn't there. But more, I didn't want to bring it up because more will be revealed in a few days. And since Peter Ortiz wants me to get into more UFC, I thought that'd be an interesting way to break it open.
Definitely.
That's a poor choice of word, but sure. Yeah.
All right, well let's put a pin in that one, and then we'll come back to it, because I gotta do some research.
We'll table it. But anyway, I know there's some more callers that want to get their word out, so I just wanted to shout out to Misfit Nation. Thanks as always, for having me on, and I'll be back next week or whenever we get back.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk. Just enjoy your trip over there in Tejas.
Yes, sir. Hey, they weren't lying when they said everything is bigger in Texas. That is the truth. That is very true.
Saw some cocks.
Except for the roads. The roads are smaller. If that makes sense.
What's bigger in Texas? Name something.
The stores. The fucking. We passed the Bed Bath & Beyond that they're going out of business. I swear to God, it looked like the Bed Bath & Beyond was like the entire Broward Mall.
Sheesh. Yeah. All right. Well, just enjoy yourself, bro. Stay safe. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Man.
Appreciate it.
All right, bro.
Misfit Nation, peace out. Oh, wait, let me plug. Don't forget to follow me on Skrill. It's Twitch, SKRILLKIIL. Thank you very much. I am out. Peace.
Later. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Skrill. Sorry, I saw a couple people calling. Call back. I'll get you on. Let me see. Who's this? Got a voicemail while I was on the phone with Skrill. 206 number.
Yo, Misfit Nation. You guys hear about that crazy shit? They found a new ocean. A whole damn ocean. They just found it. You know where it was? Underneath the ocean. We got this whole ocean underneath. It's got more water than all the other oceans combined. And it's just like underground.
Okay, here's 206. Hello, sir.
Hey, Crishaun the Don.
Who's this?
Hey, this is your opinion parade, your friend, your old buddy.
Oh, Opinion Parade. How are you, sir?
How's it going?
Call you OP. OP.
Thank you. I like that.
So you were telling me
So I was.
that there's an ocean under. They found an ocean under an ocean.
Yeah, it's under, like, slightly under the crust of the Earth. There's this ocean that's like a mega ocean. It's bigger than all the oceans we have. It's got more water than we have on the surface.
What's it
And
called?
I think that's fucking horrifying.
Ocean found. Let me find like an article so I can get some context to this.
Yeah.
Ocean found under the
So
surface.
my mind just. Yeah, my mind just goes to what could live down there, if
Oh,
anything could.
is there? Well, yeah. I guess there's like, if there's an atmosphere, right? Anything can live there.
Yeah, or I mean, like, if we're talking about some sort of like Pacific Rim type shit, where like something just opens up and it starts crawling out like Godzilla or something.
Oh boy. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to find something. Scientists have discovered a vast underground ocean beneath the Earth's surface. So it's, you said it's under the crust.
Yeah.
Okay, here's like a diagram so you can get a visual. I guess like this.
Something like that.
So under the, this is the crust, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that it's a very outer layer of the Earth, and so whatever's down there, if it's alive, it's probably bacteria or something. But I mean, like, you could still like end up with a situation where somebody gets that in their body, and some really bad stuff happens.
Microscopic kind of shit. Well,
Yeah.
I wonder too, is it fresh water? Must be.
Oh,
right?
that's a good question. I mean, it's probably like super hot too.
Gotta
It's
be.
down there, under all that pressure. So it's probably fresh water, scalding fresh water.
Yeah, I would assume it's got to be like super diluted and shit from boiling. It's like boiling forever.
They say that's the thing though. Is other planets, if we're going to find life, it's probably going to be these kind of like extreme organisms that can survive under extreme, temperatures. So we'd stand no chance, even if they were microscopic. They could just destroy us from the inside.
So like when they were trying to like find water on Mars, that's kind of what they were looking for. Is not just surface. It was underneath, or something frozen.
Yeah, I believe it's Jupiter. One of the ones that's just an ice giant. They're thinking about sending drills, just remote drill. They do is they just drill, and then they have to get past the outer crust of ice, and then it's just an ocean. The whole planet is ocean, and they're thinking that life could exist on that planet with just like heat thermal vents from the planet itself, keeping that life alive. Because we have that on Earth. We have life that's completely independent of the sun, is just alive on the ocean floor.
Really?
Yeah, so that could happen on other planets. You don't need any contact. You don't need any sunlight. It could just be something from just lava, basically pouring out underneath the ocean. Could just sustain life.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
so I mean, we could be looking at like life, basically, just like we could look at a planet that's inhabited. We wouldn't even know.
Well, now all you would need is like, for instance, because I was gonna ask you what is your thoughts on the UFO thing that's going on.
I wish it was alien so bad. All this stuff, UFO stuff, alien stuff, it like skyrockets anywhere around like big wars, any kind of big conflict.
Uh-huh.
It skyrockets. If you look at it, that whole big UFO thing, when did it get big? Like Roswell, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was like right after World War One. That was World War II. Right after World War One and Two, there's a lot of secrets to be had. There's a lot of experiments to be done. So, the government would rather you think it's an alien than go spilling their secrets.
Then tell you what it
That's
really
comes
is.
down to.
I
I mean, the thing is, that goes back like thousands of years though. Not even with aliens. If you want to blame something else, or you want to like hide something, you just blame it on like aliens or like ghosts or something, and then people won't know what you're actually talking about. Or you can like scapegoat it, and you don't get in trouble. You know, like, I didn't do that. That was a ghost. Kind of shit.
That's where, like, with this story, I almost get I feel like it's the equivalent of, hey, look over there. Instead of like,
oh yeah,
this,
for sure.
yeah, what's actually the problem. So,
because it's like we all see it, something happening, but like, and they can't hide that something's happening, but they can paint it a different color. They can say, oh yeah, well, it's this. We're like, okay. I mean, we only have limited information, so most people just go with it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us just want to believe.
Yeah, so bad.
They take advantage of that too.
I wish. Yeah, I mean, like, odds are there's something out there, you know, but I don't think they're sitting down watching YouTube or anything.
You don't think they have touchscreen TVs and stuff?
You know what? I think if there were aliens that could come here, I think they'd have a lot more interesting stuff to look at, honestly, because there's like reality TV as we know it, and then there's like real reality TV, which is way more interesting. You ever see like live feeds of people that don't know they're being recorded? And they like do weird shit.
Yeah,
that's all of humanity. That's all of humanity for whoever's watching us.
But
that's way more interesting.
But you gotta believe that if you're an alien, that you still would want to watch a female alien play with her alien pussy, and you'd watch it on Alien Tube. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I hope we never evolve past. That's the thing. No matter what happens to us, no matter how gangly and weird we become, how mutant we are, I want to keep that part.
Just that little bit of creepiness, just to keep us.
I think that's just part of humanity, is that little bit of perviness. You know, we don't want to go too far and become Japan, but you know, keep a little bit of it. You know,
or go too far and become, you know, the Middle East.
Oh yeah. Well, that's kind of, the Middle East has a weird thing where they're almost like, if you like take Catholic schoolgirls and you turn them up to like 1,000, where they're so suppressed that they become like the exact opposite of suppressed or whatever. They're like liberated, but in like very honed in ways, you know.
Is that, you mean like
you take a Catholic girl who,
go ahead.
Like the moment that they get a chance to let loose, they're gonna let loose, like more than anyone else.
That's why I feel like those rituals where they stand in the middle of like the town square and they slap themselves over and over.
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of that. Like, I'm suppressing. This is me actually wanting to mug a woman and take her behind a dumpster. You know?
Yeah. Nobody's touched my dick in 12 years. It's the most contact I'm going to get from another person. Fucking slap me. Throw some sand in my face. Anything.
Oh, shit.
You know about that whole thing where our drone pilots kept catching the Taliban fucking goats, right?
I heard about that. I just didn't.
It was a thing. It was such a thing that our intelligence intercepted memos in the Taliban to be like, yo, stop fucking goats, man. They can see it.
You are making us look bad, my friend.
Yeah, only do this on Tuesdays. From now on, we're going to scale it back.
You go in goat fucking tent, my friend.
Yeah, we have a designated goat fucking area. You're breaking the rules. You're ruining it for everyone.
They gotta throw a chaff
I like
grenade.
the view. I like to go to the top of the hill. I like to see the sunrise. All right, well, I'm gonna let you go. I got another $1. All
right, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, appreciate you too.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the chat later.
Always, brother. Later. Opinion Parade, ladies and gentlemen. Great call. Great call. OP. That's what we call them now. OP. Count's Castle popped in here. There has to be intelligent life other than us because the scope of the universe is so vast. Yeah, it's just the likelihood of it. The likelihood of it. What I did want to say is I just, because I've been saying it, I'm just pissed off at how anticlimactic the whole UFO reveal has been. It's like a bad movie. OP is funny as shit. Yeah, OP's a funny dude. He's got the podcast voice. He should start a podcast. Don't you hate how everybody has to start a podcast now, but he actually has like interesting shit. Nice cadence to his voice, huh? I was folding laundry while on that call because I'm a real man. Opinion parade. Just ruined the call with that comment. All right. Well, you know what? I'll stay on till 1 if there's any other callers that want to call in, because there was one other. I think it was House Ramos was trying to call in earlier. Skrill was hogging up all the airtime. But I like that. I like when somebody who's been a fan of the show for a while calls in. Oh, we got another caller. Look at that. All right, thing. How's Ramos?
What's going on?
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. So, I know you're not a soccer fan, but I wanted to see your reaction to the soccer world. Do you know who Lionel Messi is?
Yeah, actually, I do. Yeah, I hear he's going to Miami.
Yes, he is. You guys, Miami tickets are now up to $500
Now,
for. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I heard what they're trying to do with Miami, with Florida in general, is they're trying to make it the sports mecca of the country. Like that's their initiative.
I'm sorry, it cut out there, so I didn't hear anything you said.
I was saying the initiative for Miami or Florida just in general is they want to make it the sports mecca of the country. They want to take it from, like, I guess what, New York, Philly maybe.
Well, I think Vegas and Florida are fighting over that right now. So
Vegas, really?
Well, they just took the Oakland A's. All they need is a basketball team, and they'll be all set.
And then they also got UFC. Well,
yep.
Florida has UFC sometimes.
So that's what I'm thinking. It's gonna be for the next coming years. It's gonna be Florida versus Vegas.
Fair point. And that's good though.
But
there's got to be good competition. I like that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, here's the deal they gave him. He's gonna get a portion of all MLS shirt deals from Adidas. It's not just a shirt. It's gonna be a portion of every shirt of MLS Adidas. And then he's gonna get a portion of Apple as well through MLS Apple Plus TV deal.
They gave him the Hogan treatment.
Hogan wish he got that type of treatment.
You get pay-per-view percentages, a cut of the gate. Wow, that's crazy. So he's like, how much did he sign for? What's the total number?
I heard so. Originally, Saudi Arabia offered him, like, I think $600 million to play over there. So I think he's gonna get like $50 million plus everything else here.
Oh, the back end.
Yeah.
So is that jerseys with, like, that's not even with his name on it?
Nope, just jerseys in general.
Holy fuck balls! That's insane.
Yeah, they gave him the Holy Grail and plus more.
He's the god of soccer.
Yep, he just won the World Cup.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's insane. I heard it's one of the biggest sports deals like ever made, kind of thing.
It's definitely a big one.
Yeah,
I would definitely say so.
Interesting.
But so it's going to be interesting because the World Cup is coming to the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. The three countries are sharing the deal for the World Cup to be hosted here in different stadiums. So I wonder how this deal is going to impact the World Cup in the next, 2026 is when it's going to be here. So it's going to be interesting.
Right. Yeah. I mean, can only be good for, the state of Florida. And then, like you said, Vegas, too. I mean, Vegas is making a lot of money anyway.
Yeah. You know how people say the mob doesn't run Vegas anymore? They still run it. They just act like they don't.
Hey, They shut down the Tangiers years ago.
Yeah, and
You think they do for
and
real?
there was say again.
You think they still run Vegas for real?
I think they run parts of Vegas. They don't run the whole gant anymore. They couldn't, but they just said, yeah, government, you can have most of it. We're just going to keep a portion.
Are the Teamsters still a thing?
That I don't know.
Because if the Teamsters are still a thing, then I would assume that somebody's got some pull somewhere. But I don't know.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be an Italian mob either. It can be Irish, Russian, Japanese, black. It could be any type of mob that runs casinos.
I'll tell you, I went out because some of my family lives in Vegas. When I went out there, like, this had to be about 10 years ago, the fucking Asian gangs run that shit. You don't play with the Yakuzas out in Vegas.
Mm-hmm. But you also have to watch out for those Native Americans, too. They have some casinos.
Oh, yeah? Scalp you?
Mm-hmm. I want to say scalp you, but you definitely disappear on the reserve.
Figuratively. They'll scalp you.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and the MS-13s, that people were like terrified of them out in Vegas.
But yeah, what's his name? Antonio Brown. You know him, right?
I know the name.
Crazy football player.
Yes.
Okay, so he bought an arena football team. Less than 3 months, that went down the hill. He fired like 3 coaches, players quit, and now the league he was bought the team in, kicked him out the league and the team. Less than 3 months.
Why is that?
Because he refused to make payments.
Ah, Jesus.
Mm.
Had to hold up those stereotypes, huh? Excuse me. Yeah,
And here's the funniest thing. He bought the team because his dad played for the original iteration of the team.
So he's like disgracing his father's memory kind of thing.
Well, he made his father part owner, and that went great.
I just assumed his father was dead.
No.
I don't know why.
No, his father was like a legendary arena football player. Could have never make it to the NFL, but he did great in arena football.
I was about to say, is that a thing? Legendary arena football player? It's almost too many syllables.
Well, I watch the XFL. I watch the USFL. I watch any sport that's up and coming to at least give it motivation, to give people other chances.
You seem to be a sports junkie.
I'm more of a sports business. So I'm always looking to see if something can make it or not.
I see.
Because I'm not saying something should compete with the NFL because the NFL is too big now for something really to compete with it. But I'm always seeing if there's like a league that can say, you can come here. You still make good money if you come play with us. So that's always because then it's just like wrestling. Wrestling, you can go to WWE, Impact, New Japan, anywhere basically, and still make decent money. But if you want to make great money, everyone's going to go to WWE.
You got to, yeah.
You saw what happened last Friday with the Bloodline?
The Bloodline? Just disintegrating?
Yep.
I was a little up in the air of like how it went down. I liked it, don't get me wrong, but it was like a little like the Jey Uso going off on Jimmy was almost like too convincing, where I was like, I kind of like this right now. You know what I mean?
For the first few months when you're saying Jay was gonna beat Roman for the title, I was like, he's not gonna beat Roman. But after watching this, I said to myself, I think he's gonna beat Roman for the title.
the way they were wording it, they were saying you're the next in line. They were literally telling us pretty much. You're the
Without
next
telling us. You're like telling us without.
Yeah, yeah. They're just saying you're the next tribal chief. You're the guy who's going to take over for me.
Now, do you think Solo is going to turn on Roman, or do you think Solo is going to full ride, going to be a ride or die with Roman?
Solo is really the wild card for me. Sometimes I think he's going to be a ride or die, and then sometimes I get the feeling like he's cracking a little bit. Like he's not liking how Roman's...
He had that crazy look in his eye when everything happened, so...
But then he jumped right to attacking the Usos. Like he didn't really hesitate too much. So, I mean, they could always tell the story. They could always, he's their brother. That's always an easy, out, if you know what I mean.
Yep. Here's my prediction for the next champion, for the next 5 champions. I think Jay's going to win it. I think Cody's going to win it. I think Solo's going to win it. I think Dominic's going to win it. And then I think...
Dominic?
What's his name? LA Knight is going to win at least one.
I was just about to say it. LA Knight is going to be a great champion.
And I think they got something with Dominic too. I wouldn't pull the trigger too early, but I think Dominic is going to be a big star in the future.
I think so too. He's definitely the best heel right now, probably in all of wrestling. It's just the fans don't even let him talk. He's that hated, and a lot of people are taking that as go away heat. But I think it's more I just like to hate this guy. I enjoy hating him.
The real question is how much is his merchandise selling? If his merchandise is doing great, then he's gonna be a world champion.
I hear the what is it? The mommy, I'm your mommy shirts are selling all right. They're not top sellers, but
yeah. But how many people are actually gonna buy a I'm your mommy shirt though?
I see a lot of them in the crowd.
That's true. I'm just saying you'll never see me wearing an I'm your mommy shirt.
Me neither. It's not like a dude shirt. Or you have to know the joke for it to make sense.
And even though I'm a wrestling fan, wrestling is not as popular as it used to be. So I still wouldn't risk it.
Yeah. Not enough people would get it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, LA Knight definitely has to, I think he's going to be a champion soon. I think he's going to win the Money in the Bank.
You think so?
I think so. I hope so.
I keep forgetting Money in the Bank is coming up.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the date is, but.
Yeah. And then it came up behind me out of nowhere. This, was it Saturday, right? We got that new AEW show, CM Punk.
Womp womp. Did you see the reaction that it got? The CM Punk. People don't give a fuck about him.
I think AEW, if they don't change in the next 5 months, they're gonna go down the drain. So
I wouldn't be surprised if they close by mid next year sometime, because I hear they
gotta change.
They're not selling tickets.
You know what's gonna be this is gonna be their deciding depth right here. Is gonna be that Wembley show they're doing in England. If it goes terrible, they're done.
I'm not that close to the product to where I could say that, to where I could agree or disagree, but they're definitely just a few bad moves away from complete failure.
Yep.
Well, let me not keep you up. Have a good night, everyone.
House, thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
No problem. Be safe.
Good call. Later. House Ramos came in with the wrestling content. Look at that. All right, well, looks like that should be it. Well, I had quite a few calls there. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should start doing some of the calls on the chill stream. Actually had more people calling in. I got to find a better call thing. I wish I had like three-way or multiple lines. Yeah. Maybe that's the way to go. Radio. Go back to radio. Just have a bunch of phone lines. I'm going to do Art Bell kind of show. That's what OP kind of got into. It was like a little Art Bellish. OP, next time you got to call in and pretend you're actually at Area 51 and that it's like it's getting shut down or something. And that the CIA is after you. Then play it out. And then I'm like, oh my God, I think that was real. If you don't know Art Bell, you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. Look up Art Bell. He's actually on Rumble, I believe. He's dead now. He's dead. Rest in peace to Art Bell. One of my favorite radio shows to ever listen to ever. What was it? Midnight in the Desert. Let's see. It's the Oasis of the Mind. I think that's the way his little tag went. God damn, I miss Art Bell. Somewhere in time, yeah. And then I think he used to say, the Oasis for the Mind. Coast to coast. Art Bell had some of the greatest radio ever. That was radio. That was true fucking radio. He would just open his phone lines and people would call in and go, hey, there's an alien in my backyard right now. And most of the time you didn't believe it. The best ones are him talking to time travelers. Like, I came from the year 2258 and I came back because we're trying to stop. We were on a mission, actually. They would come up with these great stories, and you know it's bullshit, but you have to listen to it. Because the little part of you goes, I kind of hope he's telling the truth. And then they start predicting stuff that's going to happen. It's one of the greatest radio shows ever. One of the greatest shows, period. Art Bell. All right, well, let me get out of here, guys. I thank you all for jumping in. As always. You know what I'll do? If I'm going to take a little break, I'll do another live before I take a break. And that'll be I'll tell you guys. This will be the last live for a couple weeks. So, but don't take any of this as me, oh, I'm going to quit. I'm going to turn around, do something else. Trust me, I wouldn't leave under fucking emotional circumstances. If I'm leaving, I'd just be like, hey guys, I think I'm done. I'm done. Or I would start something else before I would leave this. So, I don't know though. Who the fuck knows? But yeah. I'll be I'll keep you guys posted. As always, I do appreciate you all for every little bit of support you've given all of us. I think I could speak for Skrill and Wonder when I say that. I hope Wonder's doing all right. And I hope Skrill is safe there in Tejas. Hope he doesn't, come across any migrants. that came here to do harm, you know. And don't forget to get into the Discord, guys. Get into the Discord. I saw on Discord as well that you can do like movie watch-alongs. You can do I'm trying to see if you can. I'm sure you can't do pay-per-view WWE pay-per-views and stuff, but I've seen people wrestling shows. That's actually how I found out about it. A wrestling show that I listened to actually sort of inspired me to do podcasting. It's called Wrestling Soup. Go check them out. I'm actually I've been in contact with one of the hosts of that show. We check in on each other every now and then. He's a good guy. His name is Joey Numbers. Joey Numbers. He's funny as fuck too. So shout out to them. But they do like, you know, they'll watch like an old wrestling show, you know? They'll have their fans vote. Hey, what show do you want to watch along with? So you know, I'll start implementing that stuff. We could just do some chill shit. Provide some commentary on some films. And yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about the gaming thing, but it's so all these games are such a goddamn grind now. Like maybe I'll just pick them up just to do something. Maybe look for some kind of inspiration for creativity. That's what I used to do. Play video games. Should just spark ideas. So maybe I just need to get back to, you know, some of the old tactics. And maybe that's part of it, doing that on the show. But I've just never been, you know, big on the idea of streaming video games. I always end up playing and then I'll pause it and just talk. So, the Count's Castle, Art Bell had the best guest too. Yeah, he just, I don't know how the fuck he just got lucky a lot of the times too. He just opened the phone lines and just, I wonder if a lot of that he set up. Because Art Bell had such a great way of playing it off of like whether, he was very inquisitive, which was good. And what I loved about Art Bell is that somebody would go, I'm a time traveler and I'm on a mission from this time, whatever. And they'd say a very basic opening and he'd start quizzing them as if it was like legitimate. So it would make it even more interesting because then he would try to trip them up and and a lot of these guys were really good. So it convinced you sometimes, especially I was a younger kid, you know, you had more of an imagination back then. You weren't a jaded, cynical asshole. Speaking for myself, I guess. So a lot of it, I was like, wow, maybe this is real. Who knows? Who knows? And hey, who knows? Part of me still, maybe. I'm not against the idea that time travel may be possible. So I followed Art Bell listen, I could talk about Art Bell all fucking night. If you come on one night, we could talk about it because I could just ramble about Art Bell. I'd put him up there as maybe like because I loved radio growing up. That was actually my dream. I had an ass backwards dream, is that I wanted to have a hit song, and then I wanted to work in radio. And I guess like the way it works is sort of backwards. But I always thought that I would make, you know, I'd have a little music career and then I'd fall back and have a career in radio and just ride that out for the rest of my life and be happy. Because I always loved radio. So I would listen to, you know, of course, Howard Stern, Opie and Anthony, you know. Then podcasts came along. But I swear I would even listen to Morning Zoo radio. That's how much I was just like a student of it. I would listen to Elvis Duran all the time. Just because it was like, I loved every aspect of it. I loved just even like the stingers. Well, I hate them now because it's all the same shit. But yeah, I just everything about radio. I think it's the greatest medium ever made. I think it's better than TV. Better than TV. Radio. TV was the evolution of like how we got dumber. Radio was like sort of a more, I don't want to use the word intellectual because I know that's a douchey word nowadays, but I think it was when we were more intelligent. We listened to the radio. TV made us stupid. Let's see. Bob and Sherry are funny. I don't know Bob and Sherry. I remember my dad used to listen to Mike and the Mad Dog. He used to call in. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Calling into a radio station. And I always had this is me being a young boy. I had the imagination like, oh, it must be so cool to just field a phone call on a radio. You could just take it anywhere you want. So yeah, all that wacky morning zoo shit. Now I find it like pretty douchey. A lot of it. Like I was listening to on the way to work the other day. I was listening to Elvis Duran. Just like, hey, for old time's sake, let me play it. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, these people have nothing to talk about. They've run out of shit to talk about. Or you can tell that they're so like afraid to step on toes. They're afraid to talk about anything controversial. It's like, it's boring to me now. It's lame. So, but then there's parts where they do say some like stupid funny shit that you're like, all right. Well, not as much anymore even, because I've been listening to it a couple times on the way to work. It's better, honestly, still better than hip hop radio. Hip hop radio can suck my dick. It sucks. Always has. Just I heard a dude, he said 5 sentences straight that didn't say anything. It's like, all right, we're gonna keep it on and locking, popping and dropping. We're gonna flip it over to the 556 mix. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Say a coherent sentence. Listen to hip hop radio and tell me that's not what it is. We gonna keep it locking on and dropping. Keep it locked in, tuned into the mix. All right. Don't know what they're talking about. Do you have shortwave? Do you have a shortwave? No, I don't. No, I don't. Ever since the podcast world kind of came about, I stopped listening to the FM AM thing. Because podcasting is just like, to me, it's just radio. It's just internet radio. So, I guess the thing that's different is now every podcast has to have, visual, just like we went to visual. Problem is that sometimes takes away from the audio aspect because you don't have to explain things the same way. So I've gotten lazy because of the visual aspect. So maybe I should start incorporating that in more, like explain what we're seeing for the people who only listen audio. Maybe show some love and show some TLC to the audio listeners. Shortwave isn't AM FM. Oh, really? What is that? Is that the circuit breaker shit? Circuit breaker, I'm an idiot. Breaker 19. What do they call that? All right. I'm fucking lost now. Shortwave is what? Is that like for college radio? What's a shortwave count? Tell me. It's probably got to catch up. All right. Well, while he types that up, I'm going to get out of here. I'll read it on the way out. Do I have anything to plug? Well, nobody's here. So we'll probably come back. Sorry, no, it is a shortwave signal, not an AM FM signal. Oh, okay, I see. Well, no, I don't have one though. I'm assuming you have one though. I'm assuming you do. You can hear broadcast across the globe. Really? I don't know what. I guess because the word short, I just assumed it was like even a lower signal than FM AM or something. All right. You gotta show me a shortwave radio. I was thinking like a walkie-talkie level. Fucking tie two cans together. Shortwave. All right. What was I gonna say? More than likely, we'll be back on Friday. So if you don't see anything posted, don't get alarmed. Don't get alarmed. I've also been toying with some recorded content that I've been messing around with. So I may just drop some recorded content out there like we used to. I just gotten so used to lives. I like the live thing. I'm a live guy. I'm on the fly. I'm thinking on the fly. That's what I do. But yeah, I've been because I did a few recorded couple recorded things, top fives. I got a couple of those I'm working out. And some other things. So maybe trying some recorded stuff. But we'll see how that works out. Just stay tuned. I'm all over the place right now. But I'll get it together. Hey, thank you all again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe before you get the fuck out of here. I don't know what number we're at right now. Don't forget, shop misfitnation.com. Go grab some gear. Get a shirt. Show some solidarity. Walk around with a Misfit Nation shirt if you have the balls. And Misfit Nation Radio, the #1 radio station in all of Pound Town. Over there on Twitch at the Misfit Nation. We're going to be doing some of that very soon. I think that's about it. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Thank you. Again, remember, stay strapped. Be confrontational. Toughen up your conservative friends. Go out there and change hearts and minds, because I'm not doing it. It's not what I'm doing anymore. But if that's what you want to do, go ahead. I'm not stopping you. I think it's important. I just don't I don't think that's what I do. I chastise. Hey, chastise. Do that. Be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Don't have any pride. Remove all the pride from your life, because it's a sin. It's the deadliest sin. Is it Juneteenth? Is it Juneteenth? Black people don't even know what it means. Black people don't even care. Black people only care about Juneteenth when there's white people around to guilt them into caring about it. That's all it is. It's like a girl came up to me for Black History. Goes, ain't you gonna say Happy Black History Month to me? And I go, well, are you gonna say it to me? It's all of our history. You ain't gonna say that. All right. I think I just did. I love being confrontational with black women because they all become women eventually. And then I'm like, when I see it, like they all woman up eventually. They all become goofy girls. Just end up giggling and laughing. All that anger gets transferred. And then I look at them like, black men, why are you so scared of black women? I don't understand it. Stand the fuck up to them. It'll be fine. So yeah, sorry, I'm doing my outro. Stand up to black women. That's a part of it. Trump 2024, Make America Great Again, Ultra MAGA. You know the deal. Stay strapped. Did I say that? Well, stay doubly strapped these days, especially when you're going into the areas that we all know about. Yeah. And fuck off.
Crishaun the Don. The Don. Crishaun the Don. Crishaun the Don. The Don. D-O-N, right? Crishaun the Don.
I'm really gonna miss our potentiality. Most of all the days we never got to live, they are so real to me. And I will keep on for more time, also from the other side of our memories. When all that's left is memories. When all that's left is memories.
This episode of the Misfit Nation podcast is over. But that doesn't mean the conversation has to end. So if you're not a socially awkward queer, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at the Misfit Nation. Also, help us prepare for our inevitable YouTube ban by following us on alternative platforms like Rumble and Odyssey at the Misfit Nation. And if you're tired of looking at our ugly mugs, you can listen to the audio version of the show on Apple Podcasts or Podbean. That's misfitnation.podbean.com.